Okay. So, just a little question. Did it feel clearer now, like to learn from somebody else what they could do? And did it give you any ideas of like, oh, yeah, we need this in the world, and I know somebody who could benefit from this? And there's some, did hearing them talk about themselves give you ideas? So you're seeing what that does is having a little bit of clarity about yourself and expressing it and communicating it plants the seed in somebody else because they get the ideas. And then from that, which is great, is that you don't have to do the work. You've kind of programmed them to go on and keep you what is called in business top of mind. So you just want to be on top of somebody's mind and let people know what you're doing. Did anybody find it particularly hard once they did it to express their gifts and their abilities? Did anybody find it hard? Yeah? Did anybody find it pretty easy? Did anybody have any reservations before doing it? Like, I can't do it. Yeah.
I had reservations because I had two different things that I do, and from the past and now moving forward.
Oh.
I just felt that I should talk about what I do now moving forward versus the past, what I do.
That's a good one because transitions are always important, even though like I closed my company down recently because I'm not in California anymore. So I can't operate from there for legal purposes, and so I'm starting a new one, and I retired formally, and here I am, I'm still doing it. But I'm not taking money for it anymore. And what I've told people is that I'm not doing money for it anymore, and I've been very honest and said only if Spirit tells me to do it, I do it. And that has provided for me opportunities that, yes, I can field out, but it also makes sure that whoever I'm working for and serving aligns with the vision of my life, and it also feels right from within me that I'm not just doing it because I can. How many times people do things just because they can and they know they shouldn't be doing it, right?
But it feels so good.
Oh, secondary gain, isn't that? That's a secondary gain. So the thing is about learning how to communicate with yourself and offering your value proposition makes it very clear exactly what you want to do. Instead of people for me, or if you are polyvalent and you have many different skills, but you only have so much time, and people are like, well, you can lead and you can do this and you can sing and you know, and then you find yourself overextended. Well, and you're saying, no, well, this is what I'm doing for now. And so it makes it easier in the land and world of opportunities for you to say no to things that are not right for you. So then you're becoming more focused, more harnessed, and then you're able to communicate with people and teach them exactly what kind of opportunities you're looking for. And that's why Pam, I didn't have a conversation with her. She just said, hey, I got this idea. Would you do it? And I was like, oh, yeah, come to Virginia Beach, come to Norfolk. Yeah, I would love that. Go to a spiritualist church? Yes, because that's aligned with me, my vision, my values, my desires, my dreams, and goals. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about some, hopefully, if I have a copy of it, the networking do's and don'ts. We're going to just review that quickly, and then we're going to do a networking activity with each other. You got it? So it's in the book. Pam's got my stuff here. Let's see. I think it's on page 223 of the book, 223. Who here finds networking difficult? Difficult. Is networking difficult? Who here finds networking easy? No. Who finds networking confusing? I don't know what to do. Okay. So in this section, we're going to talk about networking basics. I think over 80% of jobs and opportunities are through the word of mouth. I built my practice before Instagram, before YouTube, before social media, before Facebook. I was just all word of mouth, and I did it internationally. You got to be pretty dang good to be able to do that. So there's something about yourself that you're pretty dang good at that just through word of mouth should be enough. So I want to make it easy for you, especially because we're all older and we're not the TikTok generation. We're not going to be dancing and doing stuff to get people to call us. We want to be able to network in such a way that just feels natural and easy and organic. We really want organic. And not to mention, we don't want to spend money on advertising, because the thing I know, having worked in coaching for so long, and very few people actually like continue as long as I have, and some of the most famous ones, and I've learned from working with their marketing people, is it's a money spend. All they do is pour millions in advertising. All it is advertising to get you to come to these events and buy these packages. So my point is that you have a skill, you have an offering, you're coaching, you're teaching people, but guess what? You don't have $3 million a year to pour into YouTube ads, right? So what I want you to do is learn how to tap into your own authenticity and just be comfortable talking with people about who you are, what your dreams are, what you want to do, who you help, that kind of thing. So I'm waiting for Pam to give me the book. Let's see here. Let's see here. 223. 223. Okay. So here's a list of networking do's and don'ts, professional networking tips, and I'm just going to read it over with you before we start to do this activity. Okay? So here we go. We're going to get you some primary networking skills, and a lot of the jobs opportunities are secured through networking, and ultimately these relationships could be two things. One, formal, which is your LinkedIn, which is kind of like your service offering, people that you casually relate to, people that you've worked with, and then you have your informal, which is your family, your friends, your cousins, your church, your service providers. So you have this formal and informal market. So your approach is going to be a little bit different. Your formal market is going to be a little bit more formal materials, presentation, websites, brochures, YouTube videos, things like that. Your informal is just going to church and talking to people and asking them questions and saying, hey, have you heard about this? I need that. The difference is from the formal point of view, you're having just, this is what I do, this is who I am. It's more polished. And then the informal is you're really getting used to letting people help you. My question here is how comfortable are you at allowing people to help you and give to you? Oh, no. You got some? Raise your hand. Yes. I'm comfortable with allowing people to help me, guide me, and I'm comfortable with asking for help. Okay, so we're half and half, right? And that's what networking is learning how to ask for help. Really. So the next one is network with a purpose. The purpose of networking is three core things. One is to find information. It's called informational networking. You're asking questions, informational interviewing. Hey, could I call you for like 15 minutes and ask you about this market? Do you know so-and-so at this place? It's really just really looking for information. I'm not asking you to do anything for me. I'm just here to ask you to give me some information and get some direction. The second one is enhancing your visibility, letting people know you're out there. I'm out here. I'm here. Hello. And then the third one is getting opportunities for referrals. It's like talking to Pam, and I didn't know that she was a part of this church. And then she said, hey, meet Terry. And then we talked. So referrals are part of that. Then you have a fan club. You have people who love you, who want you to succeed, who think that what you do is already great. So I want you to become more and more aware of all the people who think you're awesome. A lot of times we ruminate on all the people who think we're pieces of and don't like us or disagree with us. But what I would like for you to do is start thinking more and more about, well, who is my fan club? Who are the people who want me to succeed? Those are your bumblebees in the flower field. These are the people who will help you even when you don't know how to help yourself. List your goals and objectives. We've done this earlier, so you're very versed in that now. And it's important because you got to be super specific when you're networking, because people don't want to hear like you're just random spiel and be like, so can you help me? Tell me what you want. Get used to knowing what you want and getting used to asking for it. And then the other part of that is learning to receive it, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Study up. Know who you're networking with, especially in the formal context. Know the business. Understand the products. Understand the clientele. Understand the market. Know your stuff. Odds are you already do, but make sure that you know it when you're talking to somebody so it doesn't seem like you're talking like a novice. Stay organized. Keep your stuff organized. Keep your list organized. It's very straightforward. If you manage people or you hire people, if you have a dog walker, an esthetician, a hairstylist, a gardener, these people are part of your network too. And your success is a part of their success. They need money from you. So if you say, hey, do you know somebody who's doing this or that? Feel free to ask those people as well. Those are what I call your employees. How many people here feel like they have employees? Just one, two? Okay, three. And everybody else here, you don't realize that people in the universe is working for you? You got a whole army of people working for you. You got to learn to start to think that way. Consider career professionals, career coach, job search, consultants, things like that. Be open to receiving professional advice, even from people who are not necessarily geared in the intuitive field. You might get some really good advice from people on how to do YouTube or how to make a website or whatever. They might not know, and the positive thing from that is, from my experiences, is that those people are probably looking for what you have to offer as well. So there's a positive energy exchange and an intuitive exchange or spiritual exchange. Then we go, increase your networking odds by 2. Of course, networking is a numbers game. So have as many conversations as possible. Don't just be by yourself. Don't be at home. Don't hide your light under a rock. Have those conversations, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on social media, whether it's at church. Feel comfortable with talking with people on a regular basis about what you're doing. Don't just let it fade out. Well, I talked for a month about it. It's over. No, keep planting those seeds. Mind your manners. You know, social cues are really important. Thank you notes, follow-up letters. Taking just a minute to say, hey, I appreciate you taking the time for me. I know you didn't have to do that, or you're super busy. Make that a part of your etiquette. Be specific. In section 1, we talked about lists, goals, and objectives, but it's also for you. It's like, well, what am I doing this for? Don't just talk for nothing. Like, have your objectives. Like, I need to get an office. That's my objective. I need to get a marketing person. I need to learn how to turn on the computer. I need to install social media. I need ChatGPT. Be very specific, and then know who to ask. Know who is around you who is specialized as well. Then you're starting to see how we're all connected and how we all provide service for each other and guidance, and that you actually, by the end of all of this, feel supported by life. That you're not just alone floating around on this rock in the universe, that there's actually skilled people who can teach you things. Network for information. If you have a question, ask it. It's really that simple. Be enthusiastic, of course. If you love what you do, it's really hard to not be passionate about it. And learn to be a confident speaker. Take some time to get up in front of people, learn how to express yourself, practice your spiel, and take some time. If you're involved with some kind of group talk, get used to talking. Get very, very comfortable with that. And if you can, make some videos. Even if you don't post them, make videos of yourself explaining something and then watch it and then say, well, I could do this, and then do it again. So that can help you as well, thanks to video technology that we have today. Get used to seeing yourself on camera and start recognizing, oh, I need to stand up more, I need to use my hands more, I need to look around more, and start tailoring yourself for your audience. Then practice your telephone skills. I have an audience here that's not afraid to use a telephone. I say this for young people because they're like, I have to call somebody. I have to like dial the numbers. I can't just text them. I can't just send them a reel and be like, you know what I mean? So you guys know how to pick up the phone and call people, but that's just there for the young people. Compensate others for the time and attention. I don't feel like I have to really say anything much to this group. You all are a group of givers. You're probably over-givers. And but the thing is that, you know, when you see a good deed, reward it. A little flattery goes a long way. Oh boy, when you give somebody some praise, it feels good to do that. So praise somebody. When you see something wonderful about somebody, say it. Just say it. Follow up every time. This is the one thing I think is the hardest thing. It's just like we get so lost and then we get so busy and we forget to follow up. Follow up. Stay in touch with people, maintain it, even if it's every couple of months. Plant some seeds again. Hey, how you doing? You could do it with drip email. You could do it with a letter. You can just make a call, even a simple text. Carry calling cards if you want. It's kind of an older thing, but now we have social media, but we can get people's exchange their handles, their hashtags, or whatever. You could do that, but cards are always good, any kind of thing. And of course, you got to make networking an everyday thing. You got to reach out every single day so you don't feel alone. And that's on you to reach out. Reach out and touch someone. You guys ever remember that? And the final one is let go of your fears. We all know that we are the hardest on ourselves. And people generally just don't care if we make a mistake. They're not paying attention anyway. But we micro-analyze ourselves and we think, oh, I should have done this or should have said that or I could have done it better. I want you guys to just give yourself some grace, let go of your fears, and if you have to face them, face them. So, with that being said, we're just going to take some time to get up and move around. And what I would like for everyone to do is to kind of mine each other for information. You guys know now what each other offers, but I want you to walk around and teach somebody, and this is the thing, you can't repeat it. You have to teach. So for example, if I go to Terry, I'm going to teach her one thing about my speciality that I mentioned in my value proposition. I'm going to teach her one thing she probably didn't know. Did you know that? Okay? And then I'm going to go to her and I'm going to tell her something totally new from my wheelhouse of information. Okay? So that's what I want you to do for networking is educate every single person about what you do. Tell them something interesting to teach them and empower them. And it's kind of like a mini, like a 60-second kind of thing, like a YouTube video or a reel where you're saying something and they're learning that 1-minute speech from you. So I want you to get up, talk to every single person, and just tell them whatever comes intuitively to you. Every single person about something about your knowledge. Like tell every single person about daylilies. And so that gives you a chance to exhibit your skills and abilities, but it's also for everybody to learn something new, ability to stretch your skills and your legs. Okay.